Hello, BonBon here. Mods and performance and editors and live streaming. Possibly the last live stream that we do before Cities Skylines II. And that's poetic, isn't it? Or something like that. Hi. Hello in the chat. Hello, Parker. Hello, Gerard. I call you Gerard, Gerard or Gerard. And Anapoo, bonjour, Anapoo. Thank you very much, Anapoo. I won't say anything more than that because, you know, I'm just saying thank you to Anapoo for something they did or said or whatever. I'm not going to say anything else. Anapoo knows what the thank you is for. Right, so Gerard, looking forward. Yes. Oh, the release is on your dad's birthday. Fantastic. So you can't go out and you can't play. Oh, man. Hi everybody. Right, so we've had a couple of mini updates from Paradox in the last few days. This first one was posted on Monday. The second one was posted, I believe, yesterday. We'll have a little read. It's all about modding. It's all about the editors, which we still haven't seen. And they have answered some questions as well. Questions that we all want to know the answers to. You'll have to wait, indeed. Yes. You're not looking forward to Cities Skylines 2 anymore, Parker. Oh, man. I honestly don't know. I'll tell you what I did the other day. I skimmed through, I didn't watch my entire video, but I skimmed through the 12 things that I want from Cities Skylines 2 with like a tick box and a cross box alongside to see how many of those things they have managed to provide. And there's still question marks. Even now, there are still question marks. But yeah, it's looking like about 50%. Like 2 of my 12 things are definite yeses. And 2 of them I think are definite no's, and the rest of them are kind of a bit of a mishmash of, well, you can't exactly say no because they have promised this but also that, you know. So yeah, hey ho. Right, so what we're gonna do is we'll have a little chat. I'm gonna read out loud because that's my job. That's weird. What's going on in my background there? Steam has started a download on Cities Skylines. I've no idea. That was weird. Right. So, hi Dan. Dan's here. No editors on launch. Yes, indeed. Admitted bad performance. Unknown workshop replacement. Yeah. Well, we'll read through it. We'll discuss all the bits and pieces. Right. So, this is from Monday. More mods for everyone. We know you've been waiting, and it's now time to share the latest developments regarding modding in Cities Skylines 2. First and foremost, our in-game editor is currently in its beta phase and will launch shortly after release. While we look forward to unleashing the power of creative modification to all of you, in preparation we are collaborating with a talented group of creators working behind the scenes. No, I wasn't invited for obvious reasons. Ensuring, like they used the word talented, ensuring you'll have amazing mods to dive into on its launch. So this tells me that certain mods which haven't been included as part of the base game, so I'm thinking move it. I'm thinking that, do you know what I miss almost as much as move it? And that is find it. I think I'll be missing that as much. But anyway, move it. I'm guessing that there's going to be a modder who's already working on that. But of course, the question is, why the fook is it not part of the base game? And I'll probably include that in. I will be making a video about which things offer my top 12 things that I want in Cities Skylines 2 from 3 years ago. Yeah, I'll say it now. I'll say it out loud now. That prediction basically was 3 years ago, And I said the earliest we could expect City Skylines 2 would be about May of 2023. And thank you, Mr. Motorbike. So yeah, that was when I predicted would be the earliest. And I said the absolute earliest. I didn't expect it then. And we got it 6 months after that. I still felt that was going to be too soon. And I think we're seeing the proof in the pudding here that this was too soon. Right, they've admitted to benchmarking problems. They've admitted to, I mean, and again, doesn't matter. I mean, they could release it in 5 years' time. They will still have problems because it doesn't matter. There's always a problem. But yes, not having the editors ready on day one is a little bit of a surprise. But anyway, while the modding tool will have basic framework at its inception, we're dedicated to its continuous expansion and enhancement, making it a central focus of our development efforts moving forward. More in-depth details about the editor and its roadmap ahead will be shared shortly, which we'll be talking about as soon as we finish reading this post. Keep an eye out for our dev diaries. Secondly, we're introducing Paradox Mods as the new mods platform for Cities Skylines II. One of the core reasons for this is its inclusivity. Modding capabilities will be extended to players across platforms, both PC and console, aligning with our commitment to provide as many as possible with the opportunity to modify and enjoy the game. So I'm reading this and I'm thinking, okay, I get this. I do get this. So what you've got by putting everything, taking it off of Steam, you're basically, you can't make Steam assets available to Xbox and PlayStation. But what you can do is if you have it on your own server, you can make it that server becomes available. So I do kind of get it. I don't fully understand it because I'm about as technically knowledgeable as most of you guys, but I do fully understand that this makes a bit more sense. It does also, however, put everything in Paradox's hands, which makes them even more powerful than they were already. There will be some that don't like that at all. But, you know, it is what it is. And as long as it works fine, and I mean, things like having Paradox mods. Let's say I'm not going to write a mod, but let's say I wrote a mod for Move It. I'm going to call Move Them, right? And let's say the mod is broken. Then somebody at Paradox can easily take the mod down. Because it's on their servers. I know they could always do that on Steam anyway, but they can very much do that on their own servers, and they can just make sure that obsolete stuff's removed. They could, whether they do or not, different question. Okay, I'll catch up with the chat in a moment. For console users, this means you'll be able to access asset mods in the library. So asset mods. So people on console, maybe not coding mods, but things like buildings and roads and things like that. Is roads an asset? I think it probably does count as an asset, doesn't it? But yes, that kind of thing they will be able to get access to, which would be great for console players. In the library. Yes, you read that right. We know it's a huge part of the Cities Skylines experience, and we're beyond excited to introduce a solution that makes mods available to everyone. As with all major updates, we are fully aware of the learning curve it might present. We're committed to providing resources to ensure a smooth transition to Paradox mods. So yes, we're going to all have to learn how to navigate to. Well, I think we're all going to need a Paradox account now. I've never had a Paradox account. I always felt a little bit, well, what do I get for this? Spam in my emails, and I get I get a free building. I can't remember what building it was. I don't care about that free building, you know. So I never had a Paradox. I'm going to have to get myself a Paradox account, aren't I? Bugger it. Maybe that's why I didn't get early access, because I don't have a Paradox account. Okay, let's have a look at the chat. Right, let's have a look. Right, what have we got? Parker, I want the game to be good, but it just seems incomplete-ish. All games are incomplete-ish, always. So yeah, there's all games are a little bit broken all the time. Okay, what have we got? Hi, random. Dan's playing World of Warcraft. Well, good for you. Good for you. Random. Sharing mods between platforms is how it should be. For once, I'm happy with the CS2 feature. Ooh, happy? Random's happy with something? Gerard, it reminds me of Lego, who bought the biggest second-hand Lego trading platform. So now they own not only the original market, but also a big chunk of the second-hand. Well, yes. Why not? Why not? I wonder if it would be implement some kind of subscription system. New stuff cannot be shared privately on Patreon, etc. So maybe if they have full control of it. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because that's one thing I have noticed. I don't mind the early access. People, a lot of creators will put something up and maybe a week or two later make it. But there are a couple of big names that have been flouting the rules, and I'm not going to mention them. I'm not going to name them. But I have noticed, obviously, as I'm always in the workshop, I have noticed there are a couple that are just ignored the rule that it has to be available to all, and early access is kind of a bit of a bend of said rules. But they're very much one for maintaining it, and they are one of the big names. But there we go. There's nothing for me to worry about. It's for them to worry about, and for Paradox to worry about. Anyway, a note on performance and our commitment to players. Oh, a commitment. Love a bit of a commitment. On another note, we've noticed the concerns raised about Cities Skylines II's performance, especially after our previous statement, which raised minimum and recommended specs. We've always believed in transparency. We'd like to further shed some light on the current state of the build. Cities Skylines II is a next-gen title, and naturally it demands certain hardware requirements. With that said, while our team has worked tirelessly to deliver the best experience possible, we have not achieved the benchmark we targeted. Now, I don't actually mind this so much. There's been a lot of fuss over benchmark being failed. But let's remember, this is the benchmark they targeted, what they were looking to achieve. Them not achieving it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Them not achieving it doesn't mean it doesn't work well. I mean, let's face it. Let's say if you're looking to achieve a benchmark of, 70 frames per second, but you only managed to achieve 69.5 frames per second, you failed to reach your benchmark. Depends how far short of your benchmarks you are. But I don't have a problem with them not achieving the benchmark, and I don't have a problem with it requiring higher hardware. Obviously it doesn't bother me because I've got the hardware, but I want it to be available to as many people as possible because it would get me more viewers. But yeah, of course it's got to be it'll be higher requirements than Cities Skylines 1. To have a game that's better, you're going to need higher standards, higher requirements. But anyway, so they've missed the benchmark. So anyway, in the light of this, we still think for the long term of the project, releasing now is the best way forward, i.e. not holding on to it. They want the money in the bank, right? They're not going to put the because they missed the benchmark, they're not going to put it back by 6 months, unlike the console. We are proud of the unique gameplay and features in Cities Skylines 2, and we genuinely believe it offers a great experience that you will enjoy. I believe they believe that. I don't know whether we will enjoy the experience. I have some concerns, but I'm in. Okay, I'm committed. And I will... The one thing you will get from this channel is full honesty. I will tell you if I think something's excellent, and I will tell you if I think something absolutely stinks. And so we'll roll with it. And I will, of course, support Paradox as much as I can, but I'm not going to lie. Because I'm not under contract, I can do what I like. We will continually improve the game over the coming months. Well, I expect no less. We also want to manage expectations on performance for the coming release. Our ambition is for Cities Skylines 2 to be enjoyed by as many players as possible, and we're committed to ensuring it reaches its full potential. Thanks for your understanding and continuous support. We're lucky to have a community as passionate, as dedicated as you. Ah, they think I'm passionate and dedicated. How sweet. Right, so, oh, blimey, lots of chat's been busy. Busy. You don't care about the Paradox Plaza? I don't care about the Paradox Plaza. It's the only reason why you play the game. Maybe you're a map reviewer rather than a city builder. What, me? And since no map editor, well, the thing is, when I bought the game, Cities Skylines 1, I bought it to build cities. And I ended up reviewing maps partly because the base game maps were so shockingly shite that I had to find maps off of the workshop, and the workshop search, and let's hope the Paradox mod search is better than the workshop search. The workshop search was so awful that it was hard to find a good map. And so there we go. So yeah, I'm a map reviewer. It's something I've done. Maybe I'll keep doing it. Map editor's been confirmed, just not on release. Yes. That means we will have to play the game before editing it. Do you know what, Gerard? Exactly. I've always said this, and I've always said play vanilla. Cities Skylines 1, play it vanilla, then add no more than 1 or 2 mods at a time, learn them. See what they do for your game, and then add another 1 or 2. Don't add 50 because everybody says you have to have these 50 mods. No, add the 1 or 2. What do you want? Do you want a more attractive game? Get some visual mods in. Do you want to play more real time? Bring in a real time mod. Do you want to have more control over your traffic? Traffic manager. Yeah, you want to be a detailer? Bring in Move It, and so on. So yeah, these are a whole bunch of things. But anyway, so that was that Monday? Yeah, Monday's October the 16th post. I'm now going to scroll right the way back up to the top, and we will have a little read of the behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. And I've got a coffee on the go here. Let me have a little sip of this while I have a little read of your chats. BonBonB believes. I do believe. I'd love to say I trust Paradox and Colossal Order. I don't. No, well, I do, but I don't have that much faith. Right. I do trust them because they want the game to be successful. I don't think they're going to release a heap of trash. I think what they have done is they've released the game too soon. Again, that was say my prediction from 3 years ago for May this year being the earliest they could release, and this happened. We're getting it 6 months after. And I think without watching the video again, I think I said more realistically it would be about May of 2024, which would I mean that's what's going to happen for console. So I think they could have done with another 6 months, but there we go. But there's going to be I suspect there's going to be a lot of things that, like over the last 3 months, where I've been saying there's still time, they can get that fixed. I think they may be out of time. I think we might be a little disappointed with some aspects. but we'll worry about that. Anyway, hi Callum. How you doing, my friend? You're all right. I love Callum. Love myself a little bit of Callum. You played Anapu. 1,450 hours in vanilla before publishing your first map. I've got no idea how few. PM has tags. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Tags is going to help. Too soon. I'm tending to wait. Do you know what? Anybody who wants to wait, you can't fault them. You can't fault anybody who wants to wait. Why pay? Why pay release prices when the game is not necessarily quite ready? I mean, it is ready. I'm hoping. I've not played it yet. Don't look at me. Anyway, so this one, behind the scenes, number 2 editor, was posted on Wednesday. Right, that which is now yesterday in today's money. Right. Hello everyone and welcome back to another development diary. Today we're sharing our plans for the editor in Cities Skylines 2. Currently the game does not include the editor, but we will update the game post-release to include it as soon as it's out of beta testing. I have some questions, and they might be answered below, but so the map, or the 12 maps, they must have been built on something. If they are subpar, is it because the map editor is subpar? Because I'm looking at those maps that I've seen in the early access videos and I am not wowed. In most cases, I'm meh. That's the best I can give it, is a meh. And some of them I'm going, ooh. So it's meh or ooh. Which I'm guessing is 2 to 3 stars, right? I'm guessing. There might be a 4-star map in there, who knows? But I'm not wowed. So maybe, mate, but where are they making the maps? And the asset editors, I know it's a slightly different thing, asset editing, but the maps have got to be created in some kind of map editor. Anyway, from the start, we knew we wanted to include an in-depth editor, powerful enough to bring your ideas to life. Great. This time around, we have a good sense of what modders and creators may need. Fantastic. Based on all the amazing things they created for Cities Skylines. And our goal is to support that with the new editor currently being worked on for Cities Skylines 2. We're developing it in close cooperation with the modding community, and while the tools are something we'll use internally as well, the goal is to offer you the possibility to create your own content for the game. That's what the Cities Skylines experience is really about, freedom to create. Well, I'm glad they understand, because they clearly do understand. But so they have said there they are using the tools internally. But yes, I'm a little worried, just a little. Right, one editor to rule them all. In Cities Skylines, we had several different editors for different functions. If you wanted to create assets, you would open the asset editor, and within it, you would select specific categories, all bringing you a subset of features. If you wanted to work on a map, you would need a different editor to do that. In Cities Skylines 2, we have one editor capable of everything. Now that's a bit more interesting. Right, so one editor, map editor, will deal with, this is going to be a learning curve, I'll tell you. Whether you're making a new map or creating a new building, you will enter the same editor. This means you will have a lot of options at your fingertips, which can be a little daunting at first, but it comes with a lot of benefits too. Your new building doesn't exist in a flat, empty world. You can load a map, place the building in the environment, and place other buildings or roads around it to get a better sense of what it will look like in your city. The same goes for maps. You can place buildings as you're shaping the landscape to ensure the scale of the hills and the valleys is how you want them. Well, to be fair, we were doing that anyway because mods. But it's good to know that the editor will allow us to do that without using mods. So, yes, we have ourselves preview your asset in the surroundings. So this is within the editor then, is it? So, I'm not sure how that's showing on your screens there. It's a little bit fuzzy to me. So if you can't read it, don't worry, nor can I. Perhaps I need my glasses on. Perhaps I need to get glasses. I don't have any glasses. Roadmap. Right, oh, hang on. Hi, Callum. Callum, you can stop saying hi now. All right. I appreciate you saying hi lots, my friend. But, yes. Come and say hello to me in person. I'll have a chat with you in real life, my friend. Callum's local to me. He's a friend, a real friend. So, yeah, Callum, we love you. Oh, yes. Maybe they created enough of the map editor and it's sufficient. Yes, I'm with you. Yeah, especially if they're incorporating everything. So the map editor part of it might be ready, but the road editor or whatever, there's still things within the general editor that are not ready for release. So that makes sense, I guess. It's probably necessary to release Cities Skylines II a few weeks before Christmas. I'd agree with that, but as best I know, Anapu, I think they are having a Christmas in 2024 as well. What they wanted to do was they wanted quids in this year. Maybe, and again, we don't understand the finances behind these big companies. Maybe there was financial burdens that they needed to pay off, loans and stuff like that through and the release of the new game would make that something they could pay off. You know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Anyway, the roadmap. The editor is currently in beta and being tested. Did I read this? Not yet. Did I? I didn't know. The editor is currently in beta and being tested by our modding beta group, which consists of seasoned modders and asset creators. We know that. We know some of the big names you've got up there. The editor will be released in several steps, right? The first of which will include map creation, asset import, and code mods, and sharing those as well as save games through Paradox mods. So the very first bits we're going to get are being able to make maps, import assets, and probably some basic asset manipulation, and coding, which none of us are going to be doing. Well, no one in the room today. And of course, sharing your save games. Very nice. Creating custom maps in Cities Skylines II includes what you might expect. Shaping the landscape, setting up water sources for rivers and lakes. I want to see this water mechanic. I so want to see it. Painting in natural resources and forests, and setting up the basic outside connections for a city. But map creation also includes setting up the map's climate, including its temperature variations and weather. I don't have an issue with this. I don't have an issue with this at all. It's going to be very interesting. There's going to be all sorts of different maps. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the community came up with. The initial release of the editor supports the creation of custom buildings, with more asset types to be supported in the future. It allows you to import custom FBX files with a matching set of textures, set up color variations, decorate the asset, and tweak its stats to fit your new asset. You can, of course, also edit existing assets, giving your favorite building a new look through different color variations and decorations. All the technical information about modeling and texturing assets can be found on the official wiki, which will be updated as more information is available. Yay. Will they have an essential lighthouse? Somebody will make an essential lighthouse. Definitely will make an essential lighthouse. The lighthouse might be a bit jinky janky. It might be a bit jinky janky. As long as it's not wibbly wobbly. Alright. Nobody wants a wibbly wobbly lighthouse. But a jinky janky lighthouse? Why not? I honestly, I've been saying for 3 years now, I want us to be able to import effectively the FBX files from assets already on the workshop from Cities Skylines 1. Hopefully there'll be a way of doing this. I'm hoping that there's going to be a modder out there who creates something external, something like Skyve, not Skyve obviously, but something like Skyve that runs outside of the game, that you can say, right, I'm going to import that from Steam, I'm going to change these settings on it, and now we can import this into Cities Skylines 2 into the asset editor and then save that. It's got to be possible. But anyway, last but not least, this update will support code modding. We've given a lot of prominent modders from Cities Skylines early access to Cities Skylines 2, giving them a chance to get familiar with the game and get inspired to create mods. That said, please remember that the game uses new technology, my arse, and has deeper simulation. That's true. So mods will need to be created from scratch, and nothing done earlier for Cities Skylines 1 can be used as such. We're very excited to see what modders create this time around. New technology. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. But what do I know? I know nothing. All right. The first update will also enable sharing to Paradox mods. Here you can share and download custom maps, buildings and code mods, as well as share your save game or download other people's cities to explore. Paradox mods will be available on all platforms, not just PC, within the limits of each platform. We'll get into the details of what will be included for console closer to their release. So that's going to be interesting to see what whether console players will be able to access PC maps and what codings they can run. They used BonBonB's bottom. Can we import BonBonB? It's in the castle and the house. Well, the castle's excellent. I don't remember the house. But there is also those the 3 statue heads. I'm sorry. I don't have anything positive to say about that asset at all. But there you go. Anyway, the next step. We have a next step, guys. Following the release of the editor, our next goal to expand is to expand its capabilities to include more asset types. We want to give you the ability to create your very own vehicles, trees and bushes, as well as the option to import custom citizen models. Both trees and citizens are more complex than their counterparts in City Skylines. Well, obviously, because they grow and they're going to go through seasons in terms of the trees. So we're going to have autumn trees. Oh, look, hang on. It's down here. As trees go through a life cycle in City Skylines 2, from saplings to adult trees, and eventually to dead trees, custom trees require several models corresponding to each stage of their life. Similarly, that's going to be a lot of work for Mr. Mason. Excuse me. Similarly, citizens go through different life stages, which are reflected in their character models, changing from children all the way through to seniors. We'll take you behind the scenes of character models in the future development diary, which may help potential creators get a sense of what to expect once the editor supports custom characters. So, then we have this highly technical diagram. we have the release date, followed by some sort of undefinable time in the future. The editor will be added, including custom maps, assets, and code modding. Then there'll be an editor patch for supporting more asset types. And then what's next? Continued development based on your feedback. Oh, so funny. I have to laugh. Excuse me, I'm having a coughing fit. Just a second. And I'm back. Hi Gabriel, what's happening? Well, we've had a good time. I don't know what you're doing. The editor. I don't have the time to wait for trees to grow in the map editor. Oh, right, got you. Yes, yeah, in the editor. Took a week off for this. Bottom was, yeah. Well, do you know what? I am taking the week off, but it's one of those that I planned it 6 months ago. I've known about it for 6 months, and it turns out it's the same week as the kids are having their half-term break in my local town. So no candy for the kiddies this week or next week. Oh dear. I'm sure they'll find candy in Tesco or wherever, Asda, wherever they go. But yes, hey ho. Right, your feedback. We have intentionally left our plans for the editor open-ended. Besides the features we have planned for it, we want to leave room to implement improvements and features that will help you create modding content for Cities Skylines 2. While we, of course, cannot make any guarantees, we're excited to hear your feedback and wishes for the editor, both now and once you get your hands on it. We're very interested in hearing about your experiences with the editors in Cities Skylines. Which ones did you use? What worked well? What did you find challenging? And of course, we want to hear about what you would love to create for Cities Skylines 2. Whether it's among the items supported with the initial release of the editor, something that will be supported down the line, or perhaps something completely different. Let us know in the comments below. In the next development diary, we will take you behind the scenes of game balancing, diving into the process and challenges that come with balancing a deep simulation like Cities Skylines 2. This will actually be very interesting when they release it. But, excuse me again. This will be very interesting when they release it. I am quite interested in game balancing. At the end of the day, it probably won't be the most fascinating for most people, but this is math. I do like a bit of math, right? Anyway, everyone, oh dear, BonBonB, I'm going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I heard only a few days in one of the recent streams. Hang on a second, have I missed something? I heard everyone say the editor is coming early in 2024. Yeah, I think Random's right on this one. I don't think it's going to be that far down the line. It might be a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Again, don't hold me or Random to account on that one, but I think it will be fairly early coming. Even if, like I say, it'll be, even if it's just the map editor and the asset editor, and it's not quite ready with coding. Well, yeah, they'll release it when it's ready, I'm sure. I'm sorry about my cough. Right, okay. Now, there is one extra bit which is quite interesting, and that is FAQ, which I think means frequently asked questions. We've heard all the feedback over the last day, and we wanted to answer the questions that we can answer today. We've written a new FAQ. This one is specifically about Paradox mods. We're looking forward to you all being able to experience it for the first time when it launches. Right, so here we go. Will Paradox mods look different on Cities Skylines 2 than on Cities Skylines 1 or other games that are already on the platform? We've been planning and working on Paradox Mod's platform for Cities Skylines II from the very beginning of the development of the game, and will continue after its release. The version made for Cities Skylines 1 was made so that a few hand-selected assets could be used on Xbox, and the idea for Cities Skylines 2 is much grander. We want to make the creation, uploading, sharing and downloading experience as smooth as possible for a community that enjoys modding as much as you do. We will have full freedom to make any changes, improve any feature, and take any suggestions and make them into reality. So when you get your hands on the platform, we will be listening eagerly to all your voices. How will Paradox Mods as a platform perform on its release? As always, performance, download speed, all depends on how many mods the player is running and their size. If a user has a significant amount of mods and a large portion has received updates when the game is started, it might take some time for these to download. We are working on optimizing this process to allow for differential updates, basically meaning that only the new updated part of the mod will actually be downloaded, and also being able to sync more than one mod at a time, also known as parallelized sync. I'm paralyzed, I can't move. No, parallelized sync. My goodness, that's easy for me to say, isn't it? Anyway, I'll catch up with the chat in a moment. Will you have to log into Paradox Mods separately from Steam or Microsoft Store? As long as you have connected your platform, Steam, Xbox, PSN account to your Paradox account, there is no need to log in separately to Paradox Mods. So yes, I'm going to have to get myself a Paradox account. And so should you. Will Cities Skylines 2 launch paid mods or microtransaction on Paradox Mods? That's a great question, and it's a great answer. No. There will not be any paid mods for Cities Skylines 2 on Paradox Mods. That was worrying a lot of people. That was worrying a lot of people. And I'm glad the answer's no. How will Paradox Mods handle creations with updates? Do they download as soon as Steam is opened? Steam? When any mod that you're subscribed to has an update, it will start downloading and updating automatically once the game is started. Once the game is started, not happily quietly in the background. So it might take a little bit of time for games to start running. As if you've subscribed to a whole bunch of mods and they only download once the game is started, this is something. This is something. Do they download as soon as Steam is opened? So yes, this is somebody wondering about, does it download in the background? When any mod that you're subscribed to has an update, it will start downloading and updating automatically once the game is started. I'm wondering, but that's when it has an update. I imagine it's the same when you first subscribe. BonBonB needs to take over Paradox. Oh man, that would be so funny. Can you just see me in charge of Paradox? Be like a headless chicken. Anyway, will you be able to publish copyrighted buildings or copyrighted brands? You are able to publish anything that you create, but if we receive a cease and desist, it will be removed. It's the same process as on the Steam Workshop, as recently happened with, which American brand was it? It was a chain of stores. And was it a King Leno or something like that? And basically there were a whole bunch of the stores and they were all taken down. I mean, surely This is advertising. Nobody's benefiting financially from this. Surely it's free advertising in game. If let's say Target, right? Okay, I'm thinking of American brands here because American market, right? Let's say Target have their branding in Grand Theft Auto 6, right? The game releases and they go, oh no, you're not using our buildings in Grand. I mean, you want your name getting out there to as many people as possible, surely. And as long as no part of the storyline involves a Target store getting blown up or a raid on it or whatever. If it's just for background, as would be the buildings in Cities Skylines II. Anyway. What's your favourite new CS2 video that came out today? This one, Gabriel. This one. There's no other one. Or possibly this morning's What Map. Tomorrow morning's What Map. Gotta watch that one, guys. Oh, man. They are so good. Oh, the maps this week, I mean, not the What Maps. Anyway. Will you be able to vote? Thumbs up. Give stars to creations you like. And what consequences will that have? You'll be able to rate mods with stars from 1 to 5. A 1 to 5 star rating for mods. I wonder where they got that scale from. I mean, could it be 1 to 10? I'm going to sue them. I think they've stolen my rating system. This will impact best and highest rating sort orders. This is good news to me because it means if you've got a sort order of best, like on the Steam Workshop, it means there will be a City Skylines chart show for City Skylines 2. So there's good news. Will there be any way to link two creations together if one needs the other, like Harmony Mod in City Skylines 1? Yes, additionally, if dependencies exist, players will be asked if they wish to add the dependencies as subscriptions as well. Excuse me, still coughing. Is there anywhere to share comments on the page of a creation? There will be a possibility to display links to common social channels such as Discord, X, YouTube and Paradox Forum for each mod. Eventually, a Paradox Forum thread can be displayed. Eventually, not yet, a Paradox Forum thread can be displayed directly with the mod if the creator chooses to. I think this is very important. You definitely want to be able to have people chatting and discussing on within the actual asset page. I think they need to get onto this as a priority, because if there is no comments at the bottom, how can you track it? How can you know if something's broken or not if you can't read the chats? Yes, that for me is important. Not eventually, urgently, a Paradox Forum thread can also be displayed directly with the mod. Who is handling the moderation of the Paradox mods assets? The moderation of Paradox mods will be handled by Paradox, and all reports that are submitted will go through us. This is also the case for the Steam Workshop, so no change in the process. How big will the game be when I download it? Sit down, guys. It's only 50 gigabytes at release. Only. And that's at release. Oh, there you go. It's going to be a big game, all right? Will we be able to preload it before the release? No, we will not be able to offer preload. No preloading. There's plenty of discussion going on down there, but we are not going to read that. I'm going to scroll this up to some graphics so you've got something to look at. I think we'll have a look at that. There we go. And I'll catch up with the chat. Excuse me again. Let me get some coffee in my system here. That might help. Spiffing or the Spiffing Brit. I've not seen there. But I was working today, finished working, editing tomorrow's WhatsApp video up until immediately starting the stream. So basically, I've not had a chance to watch any videos today at all. So, oh, bless. Oh, Tim Theme. Is it? It's got to be Tim Theme, isn't it? Oh my goodness me. Come on, BonBonB. Not all Twitter's URL users. I find that, well, yeah. Yeah, it's Twitter. Not even. Oh yeah, not even Twitter's, yeah. Patreon helped them too. Yeah, Patreon. Yes. If anybody hasn't supported me on Patreon, now's the time to go and do it. Become a BonBonB buddy today. It's better on Patreon, but of course YouTube membership is also a thing. But the difference is Patreon takes 5%, YouTube takes 45%. So I'd rather you subscribe through Patreon. You get the same benefits. In fact, you don't get your buttons and your badges that YouTube offers, but I mean, if you're 12, you want buttons and badges, don't you? If you're not 12, you want to be over on Patreon. 50 gigabyte. That may be the reason I won't be able to play the game. Yes, unsubscribe to everything. Uninstall everything. Did they really call Twitter X? Yes. Yeah, they did. They did, but it's a ridiculous name. It's just ridiculous. Oh, that man. He's so rich. He's just ridiculous. Once made a big mod for the game called Mount and Blade War Band, and one of the team members wanted to make a paid mod. I never wanted that. Good for you, Gerard. Put your foot down with a firm hand. I think we're all up to date here. I'm just scrolling up through the chat, seeing if there's anything I've missed. I don't think. That's why uploading stuff for Cities Skylines I is currently disabled. I wanted to upload something to get a feel of it, but couldn't. All right, yeah. Interesting. 50 gigs it seems quite a lot to me, but then this is a city simulator, and honestly, I don't mind that much. It's not like it's mini motorways. If mini motorways was 50 gigabytes, I wouldn't ever play mini motorways. But this is an in-depth simulator. I want a huge range of assets from day one. And if the trees are going to go from saplings through to full growth, each one, like I say, your sapling is going to go oranges and reds in the autumn, and then bare leaf in the winter, and then hopefully be a little bit taller in the spring, and it would go green. You've got to have multiple models for the trees going through their lifespans, and that's just for one individual tree. You're going to have multiple models. The maps are much bigger, although I don't imagine map size is really a huge thing. But yeah, the actual coding for the game, it's a lot deeper. A lot deeper. I still have questions though on how deep the actual character excuse me a second again. How deep the character simulations actually are. There's having watched some of those early access videos, I can't remember which. It was a female. I'm trying to think who it was. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, it was one of the female content creators, and she followed one particular character, and basically just made them a favourite, went to follow their tweets and whatever. Later the very same day, they had gone. They were no longer in the city. And you think, well, okay, people are going to move away. But if somebody moves away, surely you should still be able to, on their Twitter feed or something like that, say, oh, this city stinks, I'm leaving. Should still have access to that. So I've got a lot of question marks. Can't wait to actually get playing. Next week I will be streaming a lot. I'm going to be off work next week. I'm going to be doing a lot of learning the game. Like I say, I can't do tutorials on the game if I don't know what I'm doing myself. So that first week, I'm just going to be playing it a lot. Feel free to join me. I'm probably going to be streaming more than I'm not streaming. So yeah, please join in the chat. I will keep an eye on the chat as we're going, and hopefully we're going to have a really good time. By the end of the week, I should know the game pretty much backwards, I hope, and I will have some honest opinions. I will have some seriously honest opinions. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week. Big off topic. Was the map fixed? The map. Oh yeah. Indeed, it's up tomorrow. Random. That particular map that you're talking about. But yes, the map is now fixed. I'm guessing it was a local asset that just snuck through the system, was it? I imagine. My long-term bronchitis. I think it might develop to bronchitis, but yeah, it's nothing really I can do about it. It's just one of those things I'm stuck with. It's asthma. There are things behind the scenes to make it very difficult for me to actually kick the asthma. BonBonB streams Patreon, YouTube support. Yes. Well, there's not too much because Paradox won't allow personal streams anymore, so you can't do anything in game. But I do have a weekly show called the Schedule Show. I have got some ideas for new shows for Cities Skylines II. One of them is going to be very much mod and asset centric, and that will probably have an extra show that goes out to the channel supporters. So you'll get like half an hour, or say, I probably wouldn't be half an hour because that'd be too long for most people, but say 15 to 20 minutes will be for on the main channel. Yeah, all the highlights, all the special stuff, and then the behind the scenes stuff, probably about another half an hour, which will go to channel supporters. But that will be reliant on Paradox mods, and if we don't have Paradox mods from the off, that show won't exist from the off. But it does give me time to learn the game, which is great. Level of BSing from Paradox. Yes. I'm saying nothing, Pavel. I'm saying nothing. Not going to bother. In principle, I'm not paying for another quarter-baked product that's not going to be market ready for another. Yeah, I've got to say, I don't disapprove of your position. If I didn't have this channel, I would not be buying the game right now, based on what I've seen and based on what I'm reading. I don't mind the fact that they're not hitting the benchmarks, because benchmarks, it's kind of, you're setting a target for yourself that is not. It's not a question of, right, what we want to do is we want to have roads in the game. Have we got roads? Tick. We want to have power stations in the game. Do we have power stations? Tick. Benchmarks is something slightly different. It's a lot more technical, and I can understand. Let's say if you're inventing let's say you're designing a new car, or Formula 1 Grand Prix. There we go. Formula 1 Grand Prix is a great one. Yeah, we could all sit around and design a new car. but Red Bull's still going to win next season. Doesn't matter how good we make it, we're not going to hit the benchmarks that are going to make our car world champion. So, not hitting the benchmarks, I don't mind that too much. But there does seem to be a lot of things that they've run out of time on. And the game might still be good, but I am worried a little bit. You're going back to Transport Fever 2. Looks better than yet. Workshop situation is absurd. Interesting. Don't know about absurd. I mean, change is always change. Not many of us do like change. I don't like the direction Paradox is going in some places. I would agree with that, Gabriel. I would agree that there are directions that... I mean, it's business, isn't it? This is it. It's business. We're gamers. And they've got to balance that line between... We've got to make as much money for our shareholders, but also got to keep the community happy. And there's that shady line in between. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. But I don't think they do a bad job. But then the one thing is, it's like the DLC model that they have. And this is how we make our money. We don't have microtransactions. We just offer you more DLC. And you've got to have the DLC. If you don't have the DLC, then your game isn't complete, you know? Tim, stop it. My head's getting too big. All right? Left it for the last few days. It didn't matter what I was still saying. I think the problem... Random here, right? I think the problem with the workshop situation is that they left it for the last few days. I don't know that they've left it, but they haven't spoken about it. I think the reason why they haven't spoken about it is I think they've known for some while the editor isn't going to be ready. And I suspect the reason why the editor isn't quite ready is because they've been working really hard on getting the game ready, and the game needed a few more months, which I kind of alluded to 3 years ago. God, am I what's his name, Nostradamus? Am I Nostradamus? Okay, let's not talk about hexagons. But 3 years ago, I was saying that this game would be probably ready around spring of 2024. And it's not. It's rushing it out in autumn of 2023. It's a fail. It's a fail. Stupid business. It's a dumb decisions by marketing and management. True. The thing is, it doesn't exist. You can't release a working, useful product with no real user testing. BonBonB. Yes, a little bit of that, I think. Purely management's fault when CS3 coming out. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I still like Cities Skylines 2 though. No, 1. Cities Skylines 1. Which one are we looking at? If you didn't have this channel, I wouldn't buy the game either. It's your fault I'm now stuck with wanting to create more maps. Yes, I'm so sorry, Random. It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. But yes, yeah, the map creation's great. I've got maybe we guys need to make a map editor and sell it. I'm sure there are other map editor. I mean, the Unreal Engine, probably you could do that, couldn't you? Having worked in software development over 2 decades, it's beyond obvious what's going on behind the scenes. Ooh, beyond obvious. Ah, yes. Yeah. Beyond obvious. I like that phrase. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, there's, like I say, for me, that you're looking at it from two angles. You've got the gamers out here screaming for the product. We want it yesterday. And the management team who, they've got to release it by a set date, or you're going to miss out on a lot of sales. Or not, even if not missing out on a lot of sales, because they will still sell them next year. Money in the bank now is better than money in the bank. If somebody says to you, do you want to be paid now or later? I want to be paid now, please. just pay me now. And so in the run up to Christmas, you're probably going to make more money as well in initial sales if you release now than if you release at Easter. Flowscape. Oh, Flowscape's so good. Unfortunately, the problem with Flowscape is it's just too small. It's amazing, but it's too small. Oh, man. Paradox Editor hype. Tim's still going. Oh, Tim, the love is incredible, but you just take a breather, okay? Take a breather, Tim. Oh, well, that's all good. Anyways, right, I am going to wind this up. We have read through everything. We've learned everything there is to learn. We know everything there is to know, that they want us to know anyway. I've had good fun with you guys again. I'm not expecting another live stream between now and the game being released, but there might be. What have you missed? You missed everything, Kiki. Bye. I'm just saying goodbye to everybody now. We need BonBonB. Tim has been licking my bottom for the last half an hour. No, I'm just joking. Dear. The whole stream. I was repeating myself, but it's like after around 60 years of people having experience in software development, management is every time, like every project is the first one ever. Expletive. Yeah. It's just over an hour. We've basically... how can we encapsulate this for Kiki? The game is going to release on Tuesday. The editor isn't going to be included because it's not quite ready. It's still in beta testing. It will be released shortly thereafter with the map editor, asset editor for buildings and coding will be released with that one, with other bits being released later afterwards. They know that they're missing the benchmarks, and I think that's basically the crux of everything. That's just basically the crux of it. That's everything you need to know. Look at Tim. Look at Tim. Oh man. So yes. So that's the plan. I'm going to go. I've got to render tomorrow's What map. Saturday's What map is recorded and in the can. So basically, I've got the chart show to record on Saturday. Scheduled show for the BonBonB Buddies, because BonBonB Buddies do enjoy a schedule show, which is just basically me looking at the workshop. It's it was me going, right, we're going to show this on Monday, we're going to show this on the Tuesday. It's currently me going, well, here's some maps we're not going to review because we don't have any shows left. But anyway, yes, it's been great. It's been absolutely great. They said a few days. Yeah, just a few days. Everyone back to the original game. Oh, hang on. I have special effects. Hang on. What have we got? We've got this one. Everyone back to the original game. Brilliant. Oh, excellent. Is this going to stop? Yeah, it does, if I do that twice. Yes. Oh, man. A comment about reviving What map for Cities Skylines was serious, because that game isn't going anywhere. Oh, bless you. Yes, I mean Cities Skylines. The thing is, the show's had its heyday, and just recording an episode is, 2 to 6 hours, depending on the map, and so. If I'm getting to get 1 million views per What map, I do it, because 1 million views is what, £1,000, something like that, ballpark. maybe 2,000. I'm not getting a million views at all. I mean, my most watched videos got about 350,000 last time I checked, which is it's nice. I'm not complaining, but they all need to be making that sort of number of views, really. The current series of watch maps this last final week, 300 or 400 views. I mean, I'm getting pennies. I'm getting pennies for hours and hours and hours of work, which should be better off being spent on, just on me. I could just do some gaming. I could have some fun. Is it worth investing all those hours? I enjoy it, but I enjoy other things. So I could be doing other things. Or I could be making tutorials, or I could be doing... There's a whole bunch of more constructive things I could be doing. I even tinkered about with a new channel. I'm not going to go into any detail on it. But I bought some new software for for Cities Skylines II for the new show. Just a second. What are you doing there? Hang on a second. We've got some weird stuff going on here. Hang on. Okay, I've got something weird on my CCTV. It's not my building, but I am just keeping an eye on... What is that guy doing? Bear with me. Bear with me. I wish I could tell you. It looked like he was trying one of the neighbouring building's doors. He'd be lucky to get in. No, he's made his way. That was very peculiar what he just did there. There's no way he's getting into that building. It's formerly a bank. Just like about as secure as you're gonna get. Right, sorry about that. Make more confectionaries. Oh yes, yeah. I don't make them. I'm a retailer of them. But there we go. But yes. So where were we? So the plan for the channel. I don't really know what's happening. All I know is next week be lots of hours of me streaming, of me learning the game, building a city, learning how to build a city, getting used to the mechanics. I might even record some short tutorials on how to do the simple stuff, because dumb as it sounds, some of my most watched videos, one of my most watched videos on Cities Skylines 1 is how to turn on and off the day-night cycle. It's in the options, guys. I made a video on it, and it's in the options. Jesus Christ. Oh man, spent half a day with the police. Oh man, sorry about that, Pavel. I hope everything's okay for you there. No, Gabriel, forget trying to break into a bank. Imagine trying to break into an empty bank that hasn't been trading since May. It's literally got a for sale sign over it, and it's empty. There's not even the old safe in there. I watched them actually wheeling the safe out, or the safes out. There's nothing in there. It's just an empty unit, but with solid doors and impenetrable windows. It's hilarious. Banks don't have pennies in BonBonB land. Well, not empty banks, they don't. Oh dear. Not getting robbed by Paradox. Yes. Oh man. Oh, I don't know. I think he was more of the homeless element and was hoping that a door was going to be loose and he could let himself in and he could shelter in there. That's what I think he was trying to do, rather than actually to break in and benefit. He just, I think he was just homeless. Map reviews hype. Well, the one thing I can say is there are going to be maps to review for Cities Skylines 2. but I can't review the maps for Cities Skylines 2 until I've built at least one city. Because I need to understand the mechanics. I need to understand how to read the map. Cities Skylines 1, we will understand how to read the map. The 25 tiles, the 9 tile maximum, the outer tiles are in the fog. Yeah, we know how to read them. But with Cities Skylines 2, we don't know how to read those maps yet. So, I mean, there's going to be the obvious. There's going to be stuff that we can look at. But there's going to be stuff that's not obvious. There's going to be stuff that you go, wow, hang on a second. Like the underground water deposits. How many of those do you really need or want? How they go into play with other... It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to learning. I don't know if I'm looking forward to playing, but I am looking forward to learning. And it's going to be good. The good news is my CS is working again. Good. Have fun. But yes, base game maps review is definitely... BonBonB is always spooky. Don't. Worst pun that I've come up with recently is I've got some pumpkin shaped marshmallows. I have put them out on sale under the title of Malloween. That's as good as it gets, I'll tell you. Real model making, good for you. Seriously, I love that. I don't have the time and patience myself, but you do it. Your logo explains the map. Yeah, my logo's just... They stole it. They stole my logo and simplified it. Or whatever. So anyway. All good here. I'm going to end the stream because I just need to... My throat is tickling and whatever. I need to render that video for tomorrow. So yes... We've got a What map tomorrow. We've got a What map on Saturday. We've got the chart show on Sunday. We'll have a scheduled show for the BonBonB Buddies on Saturday night. And then probably nothing until the game downloads. And then I'll see some of you here. Should be great. Pun review. You didn't get... Oh, round the 5 you didn't get it? What do you mean you didn't get it? It's Halloween starting with mallow. Do you have mallows in Italy? Definitely neither a bridge pun. Do you know any? I don't know. I'm not into bridges. They make me cross. Oh, hang on. There we are. But so yeah, so next week if we're going to go on the sound effects with my store not trading, there'll be none of this. I love my buttons, they're great. But yes, hopefully the game will work fine next week. If not, it will have one of those. Anyway, it'll all be good. Glass jars used to be back in the day, Tim. Used to be back in the day. We are plastic these days. But yes, don't know what they are. That's yes, they're squidgy, fluffy. Yeah, just candies. Love you, BonBonB buddy. Yes, you're dead. Ooh, hang on. I might even have a sound effect for that. What have we got? That one's not working. There we go. Spooky. We'll have a spooky one for the dead. As it is Halloween. Super chats all next week. Oh, Kiki, love you for that. Plastic, fantastic. It's all good. I thoroughly enjoy it. Look, I really enjoyed your company tonight. You're a puppy girl. Oh man, that's going to be stuck in my head all night now. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being around. I am going to end the stream. in a BB world. Oh no! Oh, oh no, that's just not on. Oh, that's just not. Oh, hang on. The guy's back. Ooh, what is he doing? You want to try my door, mate? Because that would be hilarious. Because I can get down to my door in 12 seconds. What are you doing there, buddy? Where are you going? No. Oh, hang on. He is faffing around like an... You're on drugs or something. He could be on drugs. That's fine. He's gone. Good. I've had a good time. Right. Well, anyway. I haven't said... Go get them. I don't know. Yeah, I've had too much excitement in this place. I don't need any more. Anyway, let's just say, if you haven't already hit the like button, now is a very good time to do so. Just saying it, you know, now. Get on with it. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching and thanks for commenting, everybody. You've been a blast.